Hey folks, what is up? NYK31 here, Madden 18, video number 2 of Madden 18 Playbook Review Series. We did the Bears last episode. This one we do the Bengals, and how can I summarize the Bengals? As you see here, I'm going through the single back formations. The Bengals, well, let's put it like this. Since EA has recognize the college spread influence into the NFL game. They have, to their credit, introduced those elements into the Madden playbooks. Although, over the past couple of years, the way they've implemented those elements have been hit or miss. Basically, what's become of it is that when you have these playbooks that are these hybrid pro style and college style spread playbooks, the past couple of Maddens, the problem that you run into is that you get very little of both that is functional. As you see, I could do a nice little precision downward pass there with Warren Moon to the playmaker, Michael Irvin. But yeah, what ends up happening, what happened last year with these playbooks, for example, the ones that like KC, like Cincy, Seahawks, Jags, Dolphins, Raiders, Bills, you didn't really have enough of both flavors, traditional pro style and college style spread option that was functional. Niners playbook, which was all Chip Kelly spread, was one of the worst playbooks in the game. For that reason, the game just didn't allow it to function the way it should have. This year they're somewhat better. Some option plays work that didn't work last year. Some, like the inverted veer, which I'll get to when I do the Carolina Panthers, are still problematic, and you still have the spacing issues because of the fact that you have an opponent here. And I played, I would say, 4 games with this playbook, and all my games were like this: 3-4 defense and cover 3. Now that the zone coverage defenders are so abundant, all I'm seeing is baseline 3-4 cover 3 or 4-6 cover 3. And he's playing cover 3 match, and what he's doing is he's rotating or trying to mix up when he's in hard flats, cloud flats, or straight cover 3 match. And it's up to me to kind of read it. You see there, I hit the hitch, not the hitch, but the seam comeback, rock combo there on that Salem X Kitty play, one of my more favorite plays in the game. And I'm able to bust the seam because when you do change the seam flat to a hard flat, you take the defender out of a position where he'd be able to obstruct the receiver's route. Here I'm in something similar. This is Jet Soar, and I'm going to audible to. No, I'm going to stay in it actually. But I screwed that up. You see how I had R1 there, but I made a misread there. Jet 6 Soar, same idea. And really, I like this playbook a lot because it has a lot of plays like that. It's one of the few playbooks in the game that I've come across, looking at it, that has a somewhat respectable variety of pole concepts. Seam, out, seam, comeback, this type of plays. I mean, pistol, wide trips there and there. I just wanted to see if I could get away with that, and I almost paid the price. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed this playbook more than I thought I would. Last year, I thought it was kind of middling because of the deficiencies that I mentioned before. But this year, I think it functions just a little bit better. Here, I settle for the field goal. I like their single back. If you're a meta guy, you have your single back deuce close. You do have your ace as well. Single back doubles, single back wide trips. I'm in split slots here, which is very nice. I like the single back and most of the shotgun formations quite a bit. I don't really love the pistol sets. The monster set is useless. It was a little bit gimmicky at the beginning of the year when people didn't quite understand what it was about. And, since then, it's just kind of a waste of time. What am I in here? Again, he's just going to be playing this all game. So I'm just going to pop a draw here and take advantage of some bad user in a light box. I wish I had a better, variety of opponents defensively, but nothing I can do about that. As Wing Slide said, not really that good of information there. You got the playback jail screen. You have your switch concept there. You can run inside zone out of here, but you know, There are better, and plus this has been hard to do because my team isn't, that great for MUT regs. I mean, my offensive line I find gets overwhelmed quite a bit, and my receivers are kind of middle of the road for this time of year for MUT. But you got to make do with it. Gun doubles, I like the gun doubles a lot. You have that curl combo to space pretty nicely. You have a Z spot and go. You have a levels concept. Levels 2x2, for whatever reason, they don't suffer from the spacing issues that you get at a trips levels. The route combination runs a lot smoother at a 2x2, whether it's a shotgun or a 11 personnel set like gun doubles. Don't know why that is, but for whatever reason, I'm able to make a clean read and get good route spacing and good releases by the wide receiver. Again, I'm going to try to run it, but my line just, cannot really hang with the Aaron Donald and Joey Bosa's of the world. I'm going to try to go for it here. The Trey Y flex is, okay. Actually, it's not very good at all. You have that levels, like I said before. You have this play action, crossers play, which is nice. The stick play is terrible. Not one of the stronger formations in the playbook. Again, even when you have good things to say about a playbook, there's always stuff that hold it back from being as good as it can be. And there, my left tackle, my secure protector left tackle, glitches out. So turnover on downs there. Single back bunch, not bad. That slash and end around play, it's pretty decent. That Z option play, that option route's one of the better ones in the entire game. It's been that way for a couple of years. It breaks at a nice, unique depth down the field, and you can find some good space against cover 2 and against cover 3. It's an option route that people tend to have a hard time reading how it's going to break. Here I'm back in the gun, Trey Y flex, and these route combos are just leave a lot to be desired. This gun Trey open, again, this is not that good of a set either. This 4-verse drags play is a bit of a waste. I mean, I can create this just out of plain old 4-verse if I wanted to, but here what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the drag on. I'm going to have the out route there, and I clear space for Edelman again. He's just stubbornly staying in this cover 3 match, and just not doing a very good job of it. Their empty set is only okay. Really, the best formations out of this playbook I found were the single back sets, the gun doubles, and the gun split back set, and really that's pretty much it. There are some decent I formation plays. You have the power G. Here I'm in empty. I'm just running a mesh concept here. I hit Ladanian. It's a good, set to have a good receiving back in. I'm going back into gun split slot. You have your flood. You have double slant. That double slant is one of the better ones that I've come across. Double slant is either a route concept in this game that either is in a formation that is halfway useful, and sometimes it's just dead on arrival. Back in gun Trey. Can I run it? I get a high snap there, but I'm able to get it in there, and I almost house this sucker. Again, he's just playing mostly set and forget. I mean, wide trips one slot, that puts your number 1 receiver in the slot, hence the name. But again, it just doesn't really have a whole heck of a lot that is useful. You can't really, take advantage of him being where he is. I touched on the wide receiver releases in my last video. The same problem applies across the board no matter what playbook you use. The gun offset sets, Y offset trips. This is where you see your college influence. You see the play action screen, the bubble pop. You got your inside zone. And you do have a couple of zone reads in this playbook as well. Here is the, the buck slot post. That's a popular concept in this game and all these playbooks. I audible to this inside zone split, which is an awful run. One of the worst runs in the game. Don't ever call it. It's awful. That auto-motion inside zone split, it never does the job. The motioned H-back or tight end, whatever you want to call him, he never gets to block the backside at all. The gun bunch, as far as gun bunch goes, is not bad. You have your mesh, you have your play action post, you have verticals, you have flanker drive. You got some follow concepts there as well. It's not as souped up as, here, the West Coast gun bunch, but it's a solid, okay gun bunch if you're a gun bunch person. You can certainly function out of it. Tried to run a draw and just didn't get much. Z spot and go. Bench pivot is actually better than it looks. It looks like a complete disaster, but it's actually not that bad. Here I'm going to try to pop a counter. I'm going to motion out Andre Reed there to make him think I'm going to be passing it. And I'm just going to try to see if I can pop it there. But nope. Throw that right out the window. That idea did not work at all. Double stack, again, the college influence there. You have your inside zone, zone read, you have a screen, you have your stack out, smash, jailbreak screen, and the fake screen wheel to the slot. I didn't run any monster this game. Again, monster, you can hit it against someone who doesn't know what they're doing, but really all you have to do is to just pinch your defensive line to get them back into the box, and you'll be okay against the monster stack for the most part. You're actually better off just running the play action screens out of that, since you're either going to be run committed or guys will just move their defensive linemen just by doing a line shift back into the box, and there you go. Doubles Y flex. I like their 2x2 gun sets, both the single back doubles, the gun doubles, and the gun Y flex here. And again, same song, different verse. I catch him in a hard flat with that slot defender. That caused him to skate out of there, and boom, I just hit the tight end. Do that every single time you're playing a guy who's doing this until they knock it off. I hot routed him to a streak to create a pole concept, and boom, just hit him right down the seam. No one there. Touchdown. I form wing. Here we're going to try to run the power G. Here we're just going to try to run out the clock here, see if we can get anything on the ground going at all. Again, it's just, tough sledding personnel-wise. Got the numbers here. If I get any push at all, it should work somewhat. He brings Sean Taylor into the box, and he moves him out. So I figure, okay, let's go. But nope. Nope. Doesn't work. 13 carries for 35 yards. Tough sledding. I form pro. I like the mid attack. That's basically your Texas concept there. You got your post with the fullback coming out instead of the halfback, which I actually prefer. That fullback, his angle route takes a, sharp cut at a deeper angle, and it's harder to read because of that. It delays coming over the middle and holds users having to commit to that tight end. He's actually an off-man cover one there with that out of position Bo Jackson. That just hit the out route with Michael Irvin there. So good play as well against off-man coverage and against some variations of cover three, depending on what they're doing with the seam flat defenders. Pistol wide trips, again, don't love it. Basically with this playbook, I like their 2x2 stuff a lot, but I don't like their trip stuff much at all. So basically that, eliminates half the playbook, at least. But here I'm just trying to run the clock out here, so I'm going to try to do the strong power and see what I can get. And lo and behold, we get some space. Now I'm going to change it to conservative, because he's going to no doubt be putting his tackling on aggressive. Wing pair. This formation, not that good. Tight end drive, okay. You have a play action with a deep comeback and a crosser with a tight end. Again, not a whole heck of a lot useful in this formation. And I'm just, not really trying to do anything fancy here. I'm just trying to just pound the rock. How good of an offensive line do you really need? Outside of my center, my guys are all, low 90s overall. And pretty respectable blocking-wise. I mean, they're not ham and eggers, but it's just the block shedding of the defensive linemen now and linebackers are just so high. If you don't have offensive linemen that are almost damn near mid 90s at least, you're going to really struggle. It's really frustrating, to tell you the truth. But what can you do? I'm not going to spend money doing this, so I just got to, do with what I have and work the auction block and hoard coins and try to add some additions as I can. Here's the deuce close. Everyone knows and loves. I ran wham once, but again, I didn't really get much. And, the counter Y, again, I just don't get a lot of push with my offensive line. So go back wide trips here. Not a bad wide trip set, but again, like I said, I like their 2x2 stuff better than their trips. The pistol doubles there. Just going to run a dive here. I think this pistol set has a strong power as well. Yeah, it does. So you have strong power out of both pistol wide trips and pistol doubles. Just going to run the dive. Nothing. You see there, just block sheds all over the place. I just can't block them. Cannot block them at all. Not sure who I'd eat up there. But again, we're just content to, let the clock run and not do anything crazy. Gonna go back into gun bunch, and I'm gonna try to run the counter again. But I'm not gonna motion out the wide receiver. I'm just leave him where he is. See if that works. I think I run gun bunch counter here. I see the play clock winding down. Maybe I don't. Don't remember off the top of my head. We'll see when the huddle actually breaks. Nope, we're going to run an HB base. And we pop it. So there you go. And that's that for this game. That's that for this playbook. So, where do I rate it? I said that it was better than last year's. I had the Bengals playbook. I don't know if I had the Bengals playbook in the left or in the right-hand column. I think it was kind of in that borderline area. And I think it's still, in that area this year, even though I think it's a little bit better. 2A2, as I said, I like a lot. Trips is where it kind of falls apart, and you have too much useless stuff because of that element alone, plus the legacy stuff. So I'm going to put it right smack dab in the middle for now. Might move up a little bit. Probably won't move down too much, if at all. I think that's a good spot. So that is that for the Bengals playbook. Next up will be the Buffalo Bills. Hope you guys enjoy. Talk to y'all later. Peace.